All right, all right, all right. Are we live? Are we live? Let's see if we got anybody in here. Let me check my own YouTube. Make sure it's actually streaming right, because that's been a problem. So we get some people in here. Testing, testing, 1, 2. There he is, Darius King. What's up, Darius? I'm back. I may, if you want to go fishing Sunday, let me know. Or no, Monday morning, let me know. So, yep, I'm back here. For some reason, my streaming program isn't exactly showing me how many people's in here or not. I got to fix this video just a little bit, and I'll be ready. So, got a little bit of news for you before we do an unboxing. I've got some new stuff from 6 Cents. Yes, I have some of the Trace. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that product because there's a lot of questions about it. I've got the new shaky heads in, which are really sweet. A lot of guys don't know about it. And then I got a couple new baits that I've used that I want to talk about. And then I got a bunch of stuff from Hog Farmer Bait Company in, some new color spunk shads, some new swim baits, and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I appreciate the support, and I want to say I apologize for not streaming much. I did upload a video this week from Dennis Denny Outdoors, and you know what? That was a really cool place, and those people have contacted me on Instagram and said, man, we have got lots of phone calls. We've had people walk in because of the video, and that's really why I like doing those videos, because I think those small shops like that, and that really wasn't a small shop, they need all the love they can get sometimes. You know, I love Tackle Warehouse. I order there as many as times as possible, and they have the best selection, but there's nothing like that feeling of walking in the store and seeing all that cool stuff. So, hey, Baitman, do you know anything about the Waft Outlaw Raws? Think they were best to show at ICAST? So, I don't. In fact, I've never heard about that. The best of show at ICAST was actually the Berkeley Gilly that won the best of show. First time a lure has actually won best of show throughout all ICAST. So, yeah, so if you didn't know, I made a post there on the community page, and I've posted on my personal Facebook. Tuesday of this week, I was actually diagnosed with diabetes. And kind of came as a shock to me, but I knew something was going on with my health. I won't say my vision was bad, but I noticed a couple nights I go into work, and everything at a distance just seemed a little fuzzy. And I shook it off. Maybe I need some more rest, whatnot. And then I started having some pain in my neck right here. And actually, I just ended up having a tooth infection, which I got taken care of. But they took my blood. You know, obviously I've used smokeless tobacco, which I've been pretty tobacco free all week. So 2 good things are going to happen, but my body's definitely been shocked. So they took my blood, and they called back and said, hey, just FYI, your blood work's good except for the fact you have diabetes. Did you know that? And I'm like, no, I did not know that. And to be honest, I was pretty depressed about it. Just thinking, man, you know, I've always been really healthy all my life, but I do drink a pile of Mountain Dews and Dr. Peppers and stuff like that. So they said, well, let's do a follow-up test to make sure you didn't come in jacked up on Mountain Dew. So I did that, and my sugar was still really high. So anyway, I've been off Mountain Dews for several days now. Pretty much gone to straight either water or a sugar-free drink. Yes, they make sugar-free Mountain Dew. It's really not that bad, but I've kind of done the water deal, stuff like that. And you know, it's going to be a change, but you know, a lot of nights I've wanted to stream and wanted to do videos, and it gets about 7:30, and I'm just tired. And I was wondering, why am I so tired? So that explains a whole lot, because one of the symptoms of diabetes is low energy, and I just didn't feel like doing anything, you know. And then I was going to stream the other night, so I've been off work a lot. We got parts issues at work and stuff like that, and I was just like, you know, I don't feel like it. I'm not going to do it. And I try to be upfront and honest with everybody. But I'm back, and hopefully this health change is going to be for the better. We'll hopefully see more content and whatnot. I've actually got a couple videos I need to upload. Me and Darius went fishing. We had a great time. I'd love to go back again with him. Kentucky Lake should be doing better. I got electro fishing with me and Bait Jr. And then me and a friend of mine went out and did he calls it a hook and cook of white bass. And we actually slayed some white bass in like 30 minutes. And all I got to do is have my wife cook them. And it's a really fun deal. We caught some bass too, but I couldn't film that because he's like on them and he doesn't want, people whole buzzard him. So anyway, let's see. What's up, Dax Marshall? Hella Bass. We'll give a shout out to Hella Bass Rich. He did really good in the Bass Nation regional. I believe he won it, and so he goes to the national championship. I think this is 2 out of 3 years, and pretty awesome. He actually came in as an alternate, and that was awesome. But we got 50 people live right now, so do me a favor, smash the like button, share the content. We'll get some more, and if we don't, no big deal. You guys can watch it back tomorrow, but just going to be give you a heads up. I don't work tomorrow night, so I'm going to go fishing most of the day. I'll be back, and I'll come stream tomorrow night as well. Probably later, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'll be streaming. And so we'll figure out something else to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about controversial stuff. Maybe we'll talk about why Randy Blockett makes videos driving around on the interstate with his kids in the back seat, and why he can't do anything but make clickbait. So who knows? But yes, we're going to try for back-to-back nights, and then I'll probably have a fishing video Tuesday and try to get another video Thursday, and then the week after next I'm off on overtime, so I'll probably stream again on a Thursday. But I've been filming a lot with Mark Menendez, and I got to get to editing TV shows. I like to get way ahead so it doesn't push me back on the streaming and stuff like that. So yeah, Troy, that's I'm trying to not just crush myself off of everything, really accept the drinks, because I'm afraid that my body would just go whoa. What's up, Bill? Yeah, dude. I went up to a sprint car race in Peevely. It was awesome. Baitman Jr. had an amazing time. And a couple people here on YouTube and Facebook said, go in Dennis and Denny, or Denny and Dennis. I get them backwards. And you got to check that place out. And, man, I'm glad I did. I will say I went into Dunn's in Peevely, and I'm a little disappointed. It was pretty so-so. It was just name brand stuff and stuff that I probably wouldn't buy. They hardly had any Strike King anything. I was really blown away. So, what's up, James Wells? Hope you're doing all right, man. The one thing about Denny Dennis, they had no Guggen stuff whatsoever. There wasn't a Guggen Bandito bug. There wasn't a Guggen hardbait. Nothing. If you like those baits, that's fine. But I had somebody ask me, message me, did you purposely not film Guggen baits? No, I would have filmed them. The problem is they just didn't carry them. But Kevin, just think about this. I drink anymore Crystal Light, one sweet tea, 1 lemonade, 2 gallons. Crazy, yeah. My wife bought some Crystal Light. It actually tastes pretty good, so I put it in some water. One of my favorite drinks is actually Gatorade, but they make Gatorade Zero, which I don't think tastes any different. And so that's one thing I'll be going on. Uh-oh. Got you that slow sink trace. We're fixing to talk about that. So before we get into the baits, I'm going to let you guys know, if you don't, Tackle Warehouse is having a 15% off Labor Day sale. That sale runs until Tuesday. Click the link in my video description, or it's in my Instagram bio. That's my affiliate link. You'll get 15% off your purchase. Now, some people say, well, I added a cart and didn't get my 15%. If you go through the checkout process and you get your payment ready, chances are when it shows you your final total, it will show you that discount. They just don't discount. They cannot advertise everything discount. That's a MAP violation. I worked in retail. I know how it goes. So But there's lots of good deals out there. Tackle Warehouse shipping times are really good right now. It's getting a whole lot better. So, Caleb, I have not. I've thought about it. Sean, I appreciate it, man. I am alive. I'm feeling a lot better. Again, you don't cure diabetes in a week. So, obviously, you got the holidays. I've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, all this stuff coming up. Fight the urge to eat a lot of sugary stuff and the drinks. But I think I can kick the drinks pretty well. So, and to be honest, it's been so damn hot here in Kentucky. When you go out fishing or whatnot, Mountain Dew just ain't going to do it. You got to have water. So, but anyway, I really appreciate the support, guys. And, hopefully we'll keep going. And I want to thank Casey at 6 Cents. I let him know first thing. And him and Zach, my boss over there, they're just like, dude, if you need anything, let us know. We will not mail you any candy. So I'm good on that. But anyway, speaking of 6 Cents, let's get into it, I guess. Actually, let's start with a different bait. This is not 6 Cents related, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen one of the craziest fish catches I can remember for me involving this bait right here. And thank you guys on YouTube. A couple guys suggested I needed to try one of these. This is a Lancotti Psycho Gill, and I actually had to cut it off. I've been throwing it quite a bit. So this is a 2-piece wake and crank swim bait. And there's no rattle in it, but it has a really, you can hear the joints really squeak on this thing. But man, when it comes to the water, it's kind of got this knocker deal. And I waited about 5 months to get this. And Joey's super nice dude, did not charge me until it was ready. And I did not pay the flipper prices. I got this for normal retail. Really sweet paint job. So, on a really slow retrieve, and I mean a slow retrieve, this little tail, I just kick up a wake, a big nice V wake. You can get a medium speed and just do this number right here, right under the surface. And you can burn it and it gets crazy, but I really like the slow wake, then pause it, and then make about 6 cranks under the surface. I feel that it's really good at. And you can crank it down and slow roll it, and it just really just barrels the bottom almost like a square bill. But anyway, long story short, I might put that video up as a YouTube short. I was testing this bait in the pond by my house that I said I'd never catch a bass in it, and I still hadn't. And so I've got a new camera stand for my cell phone because I want to do more swim videos. And actually, believe it or not, my cell phone is what I filmed the Dennis and Denny video on. It did really good. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be a tripod. I'm going to start filming some unboxings and some tackle videos and stuff just with the cell phone because it's easy and the video quality looked good. And my DSLR is just kind of getting out of date. But anyway, so I set the phone up, hit record. This, you can see this bait right here on my rod, and I just threw the bait in the water just to get the line off the rod, and a freaking bass swapped at it. So I reeled it up, flipped it back in there, and caught about a 3 to 3.5 pounder. Only bass I've ever caught in that pond. Matter of fact, the only one I've seen over 10 inches. Now, I put like 100 in there from Lake X that are 15 inches long, so they're in there somewhere. And this might have been a grown-up Lake X bass. But I feel like I was testing this. I made 5 or 6 casts, and I drew that fish in to the bank. And then when he seen this thing hit the water, he immediately attacked it. But that's a big profile bait. It got a really big bite. Matter of fact, I'll probably upload that tomorrow to shorts. Went pretty crazy, man. But that is the Lancotti Lures Psycho Gill. So we got the Psycho on the tail. You guys up north got a lot of perch bluegill eaters. Dude, that guy right there is nice. It dive about 4 foot. About 4 foot. And I was actually throwing on a 65-pound braid. I'm just in the pond. If I would have broke it off, I would have went diving for it. But man, that sucker looks really, really good. I also like them red eyes. It looks pissed off. It is Psycho. So really sharp hook. So this is one of them cool baits. I got to test it and caught one. When that happens, it goes in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to hang her up here. I've got a ridiculous amount of swim baits hanging up right now. So you finally got a replacement Tiny Clash. Dude, so Tiny Clashes are getting a lot easier to get right now. DRT is pumping a lot of stuff. McKee Outdoors, has them. Let's see who else has been getting them. Toxic Baits, Caesar and those guys. I think Tackle Warehouse is going to get some. Yeah. Got your first Dobbins rod. Nice, man. What's up, Matthew? Thanks for joining in, buddy. I like Dobbins rods. Really nice, especially their Swimbait rods. Hey, Josh. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. Thank you. Thank you. So, anyway, let's go to 6 cents. Let's see what's new here from the 6. I got some Trace Swimbaits in here. And here's the deal. I only got 4 because I knew they were super popular. I wanted people to kind of get what they wanted. I actually didn't get all the colors I wanted to, but I'll go through the ones I got. And the one I have here at home, that it's a slow sink or floater, so I got 4. Just got 4. I didn't go crazy. I normally would go crazy, but I just got 4 slow sink Trace. So let's go through the ones I got here. Y'all tell me which one you like the best. So do me a favor. If you're new here on the channel, new to the stream, hit the subscribe button. If not, no big deal. It's been a grind on YouTube this year. Of course, it's my own fault, but I haven't even gained 1,000 subs. But we're knocking on the door at 17,000. But my Instagram has been blowing up, so I appreciate the support there. So this is a 4K gizzard. You see it's got that copperish back. Really, really looks good. Slow sink. And what I do like about the Trace, if you look at the tails match the body of the bait. Love the packaging. You get a spare tail in here as well. Some people are using super glue for the tails, which is fine. Do not use Mend It because Mend It is like weld, and it will eat through this material, and you won't have a tail. So if you want to glue the tail, you can. I haven't had an issue. But I will say this. Do not leave this bait in the direct sunlight, in the heat. It will warp and melt your tail. Of course, the one I have is a prototype, but the tail is just goo. I mean, it's goopy goo. So if you leave it in the direct heat, and I don't mean for 5 minutes, I mean for like 2 days. Like, don't set your rod and your swim bait on your back porch or in the back of your truck like me, and you'll get a bad tail. But they do have replacement tails, but that's 4K gizzard. What I'm going to do this week is we're going to have a nice giveaway on Instagram and YouTube. We'll do it on Instagram, so follow me over there. It's BaxterTheBaitman. And then I'll do a YouTube giveaway as well, but for some new 6 cent stuff, some Hog Farmer stuff, and all that. The second color I got is really nice. I believe this is a bluegill color. It's called Baby Sunfish, and man, I really like this. Not just because it looks like a sunfish, but I love the fact that it's got the greens and the silvers on here. It looks very natural. It actually looks like a female bluegill right here on Kentucky Lake, because they get that yellow with that light colored belly. Man, I like this. A little red on the cheeks. If your water's a little dirty, if you're around a lot of bluegill, this is going to be a way to go. Actually, it really looks like a green sunfish, if you guys have ever seen a green sunfish. But again, the tail matches it. Just a really, really good bait. Looking color. And I think these baits turned out as good, if not better, than my prototype. And they got the great 6 cents treble hooks on there. These are a short shank EWG Mustad. They've let me know that finally. Love that. I think the Trace, they'll be getting some more in stock very soon. Tackle Warehouse was the first retailer to get them. They sold out. So if you didn't get one, be on the lookout. Also be on the lookout for the new draw glide bait. That may be dropping this week. Maybe. Didn't say it would. Maybe. So the size on the Trace here is 6 inches and 1.65 ounces. Now the floater is 1.5 ounces. So that brings me to my next point. This isn't near as heavy. This bait right here is almost 3 ounces. You actually have to have a swim bait rod to throw this. The Trace, whatever you throw a big deep diving crankbait on, you can get away with it. You can get away with it on a 7/6 medium heavy rod. I like a little bit of soft tip because it is treble hook and it is under the water. It throws really, really nice. You don't have to have a specialized $300 swimbait rod. You don't have to have a big broomstick. You definitely want some soft tip. Hellabass, that is a typical multi-jointed swimbait. Same category as a bull shad, a triple trout, stuff like that. I mean, that's obviously it looks very similar to a bull shad, and with respect to Mike Buka, I think it's a very flattering bait in the same category. Obviously, the bull shad is the OG. It's the one everybody strives to be like, but a bull shad's $50 to $80 depending on what size you want. Whereas the trace, you're coming in at $35. You use that Baitman code, you save you another $3.50. You'll get about $32 on that. It's ABS plastic, and I'll show you one benefit of it being plastic. What's up, Victor? Yes, they swim very well. So, like the BD shad was very clunky, and it was very snaky. The wiggle was almost too tight on a BD shad, and Boyd Duckett makes it, and Duckett can suck it. I'm just kidding, Boyd. I'd actually really like to have Boyd on a stream, but one cool thing about this being plastic bait is you can see this color. Now this one I'm super excited for. This is Shad Sense, and what's really cool about this color, all right, versus a resin or wood bait, and you can't see it real well right now, but it's transparent. So if you're going to fish some clearer water, you're going to fish some pressured lakes, the cool thing about this is you can get that transparency that you can't get in a wood or a resin type swimbait. They're going to be solid. But this, highly pressured lakes, clear water, does that not look like a freaking threadfin shad? It actually looks like what we got here. We call them yellowtails. And we got a ton of them in Kentucky Lake right now. It's awesome seeing the bait fish the way they are. But that color Shad Sense, but it's transparent. And what I'd like to see, especially from 6 cents, I'd like to see a couple more of these multi-jointed traces and a transparent color. I think bass don't flare off of them as bad. It's very natural. This things swim really good. But what's cool is you can see the weighting in these things. You got weight up at the chin. You got weight in this midsection. And what that does, one, it's helped casting, and it also balances this bait out really well. You can burn it. It doesn't blow out. I like it on a medium to fast retrieve. Some guy, you can slow roll it, but that medium fast retrieve, that's the best. Line, if you got a slow sink, you want to go even farther down, go to 17, 20 pound fluorocarbon. It's going to keep it way down there. Or, if you're afraid to lose it, 20 pound mono. And you can throw it on braid if you want to, but me, 17 pound fluorocarbon, it weighs the same as a 10XD. So, I'm not really worried about breaking off. Sunline Assassin, if not, go up to some 20 pound big game or Maxima, whatever, a copolymer, it's going to work. But man, this Shad Sense color, believe it or not, this one's kind of like my favorite. I really like this. If I was going to go fishing with the trace tomorrow, and I might, I'll probably tie this guy right here on. Just looks really, really good. It's got a little bit of purple. It's like a changing purple blue on the back. Just, that's a shad right there. Now, they did not release bone. I want to say maybe blueback herring and gillican and 2 more other colors were not released. They're coming, but everybody's wanting them so bad they just released what they had in stock. What's up, Boondock? Watching before work, man. I know how it is going on midnight. So, yeah, for $35, you can buy one and try it. If you don't like it, no big deal. If you really like it, I can buy 3 for $100. Hey, but I'm still gonna throw a bull shad. Obviously, these are only one size. I love the 8-inch bull shad. I love the 4x4. Mike's a good friend of mine. But these are definitely more of a mass-produced bait that a local shop doesn't mind spending the money on. versus staring at a rack of 20 bull shads. That's, you know, that's a grand up there. TW has some of those 77% shower blow baits. Wow, the back orders till March. That is crazy. Darius is talking about is this guy right here. I don't know if you've thrown yours, Darius. I've thrown mine. I can't find the right rhythm for it. I've got to change over some line on some reels. But I can't get it to be real consistent. But it's a cool little bait, and I wish they'd bought it because the bait's that size. You know what I'm talking about. Let's say Matthew says, definitely looks like the shad near me. Not gonna lie, the reason I love that shad pattern, Mega Bass makes the big M. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I like that pattern. That's like that Mega Bass Sexy Shad. I've caught one of the biggest bass of the last 4 or 5 years on that Mega Bass Sexy jerkbait. So, how would a spike it pin work on the tail of the trace? To be honest with you, I don't know. But sometimes that dye it's got a lot of acid in it, or acetone, and it tend to eat through plastic. It should be okay. It should be okay. But this is the last color I got. This is lavender citrus. They didn't have bone, but man, this is close to that old Bill Norman color everyone liked. Just, I don't know if you guys can see it real well. There we go. Just a white with a little chartreuse line in there. Got that chartreuse belly. And they do tell you on the bottom of your baits if it's slow sink or floater. Oh, but really cool bait. Got that gray back. Just on an overcast day, I'm going to throw this guy right here. I like that white. The bone is such a good color, especially here on the TVA lakes. This is close to bone. It's not perfect. See if I can adjust this light just a bit, guys. Just a bit. See if y'all can see this a little bit better. Sometimes this webcam, it just blows out. But I love the tail on this one where it's kind of got that silverish look to it. But that's lavender citrus. That's the 4 I got. Texas Longhorn, good question. I actually like the Kistler reel. It casts really good. Like, long distance wise, it's a really long casting reel. It's pretty smooth compared to my Tatulas. It's somewhere in between like the CT and the Fuego. The Fuego's not a Tatula, but in my Daiwa, I feel like it casts long. The drag's really nice, but it's not the smoothest reel I've ever had. It feels a little bit dry, but it's very easy to use. It doesn't backlash hardly at all. I've got it dialed in really well, so you'll probably see it sometime in an upcoming video. But I fished with it a little bit with Darius on the jig. The rod, the Kistler Helium rod, absolutely one of the most sensitive rods I've ever put in my hand. It feels just like the old Heliums that I was in love with. So, it's I think it's going to be a really good shaky head rod, and I've been using it for Texas rigs quite a bit. Oh man, got a new Corrado 150 MGL. Nice. I need to get on Tackle Warehouse and order some stuff. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. You guys, it was really good last year. You're going to help me pick out some Tackle Warehouse. I'm going to have a budget. We're going to spend the best $100 we can. You guys are going to help me order from Tackle Warehouse tomorrow night on the Labor Day sale. So, not asking for donations. Y'all just help me out. But if you want to donate, we'll add it to that $100 budget. So, correct. By use like a paint, not just a dye for that plastic. So, Bayou Burn actually cut up a Divine Swimbait and was able to insert a paddle tail in that, and it looked really, really cool. So. Baitworks in Springfield, Missouri had some Thursday, but only had perch color. Yes, Baitworks is pretty cool. I'd love to go into that store. It looks pretty sweet. That's our buddy Randy's shop. So, what ratio did you throw the 4K? Okay, so for those trace, I like a 7-to-1 because 7-to-1 I can reel it fast, or I can actually slow it down pretty well. 6-3, if you're just going to throw a slow sink and slow roll it or medium retrieve, it'd be fine. But because I like throwing the floater, I like the 7-to-1 so I can speed it up quite a bit. My camera angle is jacked up. Just got back from Wisconsin Bass Regional fishing with Hella Bass. That's awesome, Alan. That is awesome. Hella Bass looked really excited in the photos I seen, by the way. And Rich, I want to thank you for using my code on 6 cents. Guys, if you don't know, use the code BAITMAN. Get you 10% off anytime. And but something new from 6 cents that I wasn't expecting. I knew this was in the works. I didn't know this was going to drop. This is the new 6 cents swing shaker. Man, getting a lot of glare tonight. A lot of glare. But this is their new shaky head. And this is more of a finesse style shaky head. Although they got sizes all the way up to 3/4 ounce. And I'm going to show you guys how this guy works. And then I'll rig it up. We'll rig it up on something. Hella Bass, appreciate the $5. I'll tell you what, next time you stream and I catch you, I will match your $5 donation. And I appreciate it. Yes, sir, I do have plans to have Epic Eric back on. I actually reached out to Drew Benton, good friend of mine, Drew Benton. Drew wants to do a stream, so we'll probably have him on when he's not deer hunting. But this is the new swing shaker from 6 cents. So at first I was like, man, that kind of looks like the Strike King shaky head. But you see this head here? It pivots like a swing head. Okay? And then of course you got your spring. But this is a really sharp hook. One thing I like about this isn't an EWG hook and it's not a straight shank. It's kind of a hybrid in between. And it was built for this head. So you can kind of get the action of a swing head and a shake head. One cool thing about this, check that out. It does stand up. Like many people have a stand-up head, but they fall over. That's straight up standing up on my hand. And a lot of that's because of that thing being able to pivot. So if you use plastics that float, basically that worm will go whoop. But let's rig this thing up. Let me find a worm real quick. I should have a divine shaky worm somewhere in here. Sure, we'll put it on this Bluegrass Magic. This is a great color. And so I've got some 5/16 and 3/16. They make these in black and green pumpkin. I think this is one of my test worms here. I always bite the top part off that shaky worm anytime I got a screw lock. My thoughts on the Rio Rico. I love the Rico. Matter of fact, I probably should order some from Tackle Warehouse if they're on sale. Probably one of my top 5 poppers. I love the Rico. I've got a bone one that's just absolutely rashed up. It's caught so many fish. I've had to change the hooks on it twice. The Aaron Martin's G Finesse trebles on a Rico are amazing. You will hook up a lot more fish. So you just put your worm there on the screw like so, like any other screw lock. I always try to get kind of snug with the eyelet, and you can kind of see where your hook is going to come through. And we'll push that dude through the plastic. And we made this guy nice and even here, so we'll expose it. So yeah, that's the swing shaker. And so you can see your hook can swivel up and down. So if you're coming through brush or anything like that, it'll make that guy do that number there. And it's not going to come off because you got that screw lock. So pretty cool. I like that. Definitely want to try it out. You may have to mess and figure out exactly where you need to put the bait in there to get it perfectly straight. I do quite a bit. There you go. That'll work right there. It's the new swinging shaker from 6 cents. Now you can use any shaky head worm you want to. This is the Divine Shaky Head. This is Bluegrass Magic. Great color, especially here on Kentucky Lake. Zoom Magnum trick worm guys, you like this. You know, the power bait guys, put a Cinco on it. get crazy. You could put a craw on here. You could put a prawn, just something different. And that's why I like this, because it doesn't have a big giant hook that limits you to certain baits or certain worms. You can go as finesse as you want to, especially with the 3/16 ounce size. These are 5/16, which I like a 1/4 ounce a lot of the time. So I would definitely throw the 5/16 quite a bit. But anyway, I like that. I've got, let's see, I've got this 5/16 has a 4/0 hook in it. The 3/16 has a 3/0. So I like that it's not the same hook across the board. Because obviously, when I go pretty light, I go smaller. When I go big, I want to go bigger. So that's the new swing shaker. These are on the 6 cent site. I don't know if they're sold out or not. I hadn't checked. And they also have plain, unpainted. You know what's cool about unpainted is now that I got this Protect paint from Do It, if I want to make some plum heads, dude, I could do it. So just heat them up and put them in that Protect. But yeah, check those out on the 6 cent site. Obviously, the Super 6 sack is available too. One thing I want to let guys know, and Zach told me, he said the Super 6 sack is only going to be available in premium from now on. So there's no tailored, there's no standard, it's just the premium. But if you subscribe to the standard or tailored, you'll still get those until your subscription runs out. Yes, the Evergreen Popper is good. That's a really good one, Caleb. Really like that one. Thanks, Ron. I'm glad to be back. We'll get more viewers on as I start streaming more, uploading more videos. But I'm glad I figured out what was wrong with me. It sucked, man. I just didn't have any energy. I basically went to work and slept, and I let a lot of side projects slip, you know, like my YouTube videos and stream, because I was just like, man, I'm not really in for it. So, yes, the 2.4 stroker craw is on the way. I have some, maybe be here tomorrow. If they are, then you'll see it on the show. If not, we'll see. But that 2.4 stroker craw is going to be awesome on our Ned rig, finesse jigs. If you guys like, you know, that Smalley Beaver creek fishing guys, finesse guys, you'll like this small stroker craw. I'm really excited about that. I love the stroker craw. I've been throwing stroker craw on a buzz bait and been catching them. So, Vincent, yes, you could definitely use with those lighter shaky heads. Definitely good on a spinning rod, especially the 3/16 and 5/16 ounce sizes. Me personally, I still throw them on a bait caster, but if you're not comfortable with that, definitely you can get away with them on a spinning rod. You know, some 20-30 pound braid and 8-pound fluorocarbon leader, you'd be fine to go on that. So, or even 10-pound fluorocarbon leader, you'll be fine with those shaky heads. Baitman, you need to check out this new frog coming out of Korea. It's called the Imugi. It looks like a walking popper bait, but in a giant frog. Huh. I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, see, Tackle Warehouse did have TK, Tiny Clashes, and DRT at one time. But I think you'll see them pop there. Hookup Tackle obviously has them. TW isn't dumb. They know what people want. Dude, Mexican Spice is fire. It's a really good color, and the big stroker craw as well. Where can I get the Depths Pulse Cod? I think Tackle Warehouse has some. Let me check here. I know that Hookup Tackle does. Yeah, they don't have it on Tackle Warehouse. Hookup Tackle has the Pulse Cod. Dennis Outdoors has it. Oh my gosh, we got a ghost in the house. Monty McWilliams, what is up, my man? It's been a while, Monty. You and Jake taking all them poor boys' money in those club tournaments. I know that. You give Jake a high five for me. I hadn't seen him in a bit. He looks like he's been on diet. He looked skinnied up for some dove hunting. I was thinking about you the other day. I said, man, I hadn't seen Monty Mack in a while. And then I was like, man, it's September. It's about duck time. I bet him and his son are just going. Ready for them ducks. So, let's see. I'm trying to answer here. Best scrounger head on the market. I like the Hog Farmer head. It's really good. And the Picasso, those are probably my two favorite. The one reason I like the Hog Farmer head is, you know, it's easy to take the stuff off. But there's another company that makes some that I can't mention. Monty Mac knows. Jake will really get mad at me, and I'm not going to put his secret out there. But Scottsboro Tackle actually makes a really good. Their sniper head is a very good one. So Mexican spice is borderline racist, kind of like South African special. Nah, man, I don't think that's racist. It's kind of like, you know, guacamole, Mexican spice. That's what guacamole is, a Mexican spice. South African special, good color in South Africa, where they have lots of good bass fishing. So everyone wants all these fancy baits. I just want Magnum hitworms. Dude, to be honest with you, a Magnum hitworm looks very, very similar to the Divine Shaky Worms. It's just made of max scent, which is not plastidol. I seen a guy like roasting Justin Lucas on Facebook like, all Berkeley max scent plastidol baits are trash, and I'm like, yo, dude, they're not even made with plastidol. So, what's up, Walton Doyle? My man, is Georgia winning that football game? Got any Georgia Bulldog fans in the house? And if we do have Georgia fans, I hope you aren't barking at each other. And yes, I'm wearing Georgia colors on it. But 6 Cents has got to make some orange and white shirts. You guys, when you make an order, say, Casey, we need an orange and white shirt. Whether you're a Tennessee fan, a Texas fan, a Miami fan, Syracuse, gotta have some orange, man. Come on. Plus, you can wear it deer hunting. TW does have the Pulse Cod, and it's 15% off. All right, Greg, I appreciate it. That's a really cool bait. It's got a ball in it, and it's weird when it stops. It like hums. So, but you know, I'm a Tennessee fan, and we didn't look bad. We didn't look great. So, burnt orange is Longhorns. Dang, Georgia up 6-0 on Clemson. So, I live in Georgia. College football is a scam. Yeah, man, I agree with that. All these guys playing their asses off for scholarships, that's great. But you know what? Those schools are making millions of dollars on their likenesses, and it's time that the players actually made some money. Because I don't make this sound bad, but there's a lot of kids that play college football and never make it in business because they're so in football. They did just enough in class to pass. They graduate, and they can't even fall back on their degree. At least give them some money for their efforts. You know, let them sign deals. Hey, man, you want to be on the team 6? You're an awesome wide receiver. We'll send you $500 a month or something. That would be cool. So, 6 Cents needs to make some drop shot plastics. Payne Weaver, good name. Probably in the works. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Yeah, good to see you, Troy. Good to see you, man. By the way, I've got some giveaways I need to get out. I've lost some people's addresses, so I forgot the guy that won this. I think his name was Tony. He was a Vol fan. If you won the 6 hook pack, I gotta get you back on Instagram. I lost your address somehow. So I really feel like the college guys to make some cheddar. I think they gotta put a cap on how much they make, or basically the Alabamas of the world, the schools with the high dollar amounts of money, they're gonna basically stack the talent because they can pay more. I think you got to put a cap and say, hey, we're going to let you get paid, but you can't make more than X amount in a year. So, yeah. Dude, I just feel like college financial institutions, some of them, it's just about making money, not about education. So, that's a rant that I should put on a whole other YouTube channel. Yes, I knew that, Alan. NetBait's got something that's going to rival Max, and I love NetBait, so I'm all about it. The bait room I've got to really clean this thing out, guys. I can't handle much more tackle. So I don't know what I'm going to do in here. I may actually wire up my shed. Monty Mac, you did not have to do that, brother. I guess I'll have to send some stuff to Jake to give to you. $50 make you holla. Monty Mac, I appreciate you, my friend. Dang thank you so much for that donation to the stream, man. You know I got you when it comes to baits. You need something, let me know. Rodney Timmons! Whoa! What's up, Rodney? Rodney Timmons, my great friend. I love Rodney. And yes, I have used the splashback, buddy. It is one of my favorite poppers right now. Next video I'll put up, you're going to see me catch a big smallmouth on that splashback. My buddy Darius in here, he throws the big one, and he catches them really good on that. But I love the splashback 70. It's got good hooks, feathered treble, and man, you know you can walk that thing really good. So thanks again, Monty Mac, for the donation. Now let's get into a bait that it's a new iCast bait. I got my hands on this about 3 weeks ago. I like chicken salad sandwiches too, Wingnut. Sure do. Got this about 3 weeks ago. This is the Jackal Bounty Fish. I'm going to move my alert box up here. This is the Jackal Bounty Fish. So this is kind of a hybrid soft jerk bait / walking bait. I fish it. I'll tell you about my fishing experience in a minute. But so if you look at the bounty fish here, really different than anything else as far as a soft jerk bait. It has this mesh here, so it makes a joint. And in theory, what it's supposed to do is make this thing just walk back and forth, back and forth. Now, I fished it. It was very hard to get it to walk back and forth. Now, the problem is, maybe my fault. I actually had fluorocarbon line on here, so that kind of defeats the purpose. It will float really well. But see how it's got this long nose? This real long nose? That's meant to pull your hook all the way down here. And it's got this, it's got a slot in the back. But it's meant to pull the hook out into the bait. This skips really, really well. It did not walk very well for me. There was quite a bit of ripple on the water. I feel like this is one of those baits that'd be really good where there's no wind. Fishing in backwater areas where it's not going to be affected by wind, stuff like that. Skips really good. I am going to try this another setup right here. I'm going to try this another setup with braided line or mono. Sean Z, I actually rigged one up on a scrounger. One of the worst baits I've ever put on a scrounger. The tail would basically sit right there and it didn't do nothing. I thought, man, it would be cool to put it on a scrounger. The scrounger rolls, so it just kind of, it doesn't really have any natural action to it. This plastic, it's not really that soft. This is kind of a stiff bait. So I'm going to retry. I'm going to film it on the GoPro whenever. I'm going to try to catch a few fish on this thing. I like the idea. I just couldn't get it to work right. But I put this thing on a scrounger at Lake X, and I was pretty disappointed. It's just too stiff. It's just too stiff. But you know how fish are. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you think. So we'll keep trying. But really cool bait. But I'm a little disappointed. I'm not saying this was super hype or anything. I thought it flew under the radar. But try. And if you're going to try, I think braid is the play with a 5/0 EWG hook. Yeah, soft plastic Rambo knife with a tail. Pretty much. But it's a cool bait. And, sometimes it's not the bait. It's the guy behind the rod or reel. So I think 7/0, what you got to understand is the bait is supposed to float. So the heavier hook you go 6/0, 7/0, it's going to sink the bait. So the purpose of it was really to ride up on top of the water and just walk in place. And I could get it to do it a little bit. Of course, I had fluorocarbon on. That's all I had access to at that moment. And I'm definitely going to try it with some braided line or even some mono. But I think braid's the play. I think mono is going to just create way too much stretch. So. What's up, Colin J? Almost at 200,000 subs there, Cole. Don't get depressed. If it's type 2 diabetes, you can turn it around just by changing. That's what I'm going to do, Josh. You know, I'm feeling good at night, man. This is the best I've felt in a while. I'm not cured or nothing like that, but just from cutting back on the sugar, I'm feeling good. And I didn't realize that's really what was making me so tired. I was crashing and my body's trying to pump insulin and all kinds of stuff. Since we're talking scroungers, what's your favorite plastic to put on a scrounger? Man, I'll show you one of them here in just a second, but my favorite is just a baby Jerky J. IU, Green Shad, Monty Mac knows. He's been in the boat. He's seen what the baby Jerky J does. It just slays. But I also like the Hog Farmer Spunk Shad. Yep. You know, Japan has a lot of innovation, but, you know, as a buddy of mine said, man, he went over to Japan and said, you'd be surprised how many of the Japanese companies copy American stuff. That's not the stuff that makes it over here because nobody wants that. But definitely going outside the box. And let's not kid ourselves. There are American companies that are doing more than just copying things. Missile baits, reaction innovations. There's stuff from 6 Cents. Even some of the stuff Strike King's been doing, not all of it is kind of innovative. They're trying to get away. And then you got Berkeley and some others that are just pretty much knocking anything off. So, but anyway, speaking of Hog Farmer, I got some stuff from Hog Farmer. Oh, Hog Farmer having a Labor Day sale. Gotta let you guys know, 20% off all A-rigs on the Hog Farmer website from now till Tuesday. The price changes once you add them to cart. So a $20, rig, which Hog Farmer's A-rigs are expensive, but they're 20% off. Now's the time to buy them. The only thing on the A-rigs not discounted are the bundles because they were discounted to begin with. But you get the 5R 8 blade for like $20, and it's usually a $25 rig. So now's the time. You can get them with the custom chartreuse blades like I like. All that's added in. When you add the A-rig to the cart on the Hog Farmer website, that's the BFL rig, mop rig, harvester, you name it, 20% off from now till Tuesday. So now's a good time to do that. But something else that's on the Hog Farmer website. It's not discounted, but these are hard to get. These are the Baka Burritos. Yes, you've seen these, but have you seen this color? This is the threadfin shad. I think Scott says he's going to have some more of these coming. Right now, he's the only retailer other than Bull Shad that has the Baka Burrito Bull Shad collab. Man, this threadfin shad one looks good. And you can kind of see maybe there's the weight is all up here. It's nice and flat. This is a hand poured. These are silicone and they're painted. And this is a great ledge swim bait. It was actually designed to fish in Mexico. They wanted a bait where you could hop like the Storm Walleye Shiners, but would hold up a lot better. And that's how the Baka Burrito came. It has a tighter swim than the Storm Walleye. These are kind of expensive. They're about, after shipping, they're about $40. But Scott does have some. This is threadfin shad. This is like a smoky blue, green. It's got some gold fleck in there. Really like this guy. It's a little bit more clear. Yeah, I think they call it like a blue gizzard. I've got to get some more lights in here because it kills me when the iris pulses on this. Look at them big old eyes. Yeah, Lake Fork, big time bait. A lot of guys throw these. That's right, Walton. I'm glad you too. I really like this one. It's very similar. Oh, it's got more of a blue hue to it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's kind of like got that blue glimmer look that I really, really like. Of course, you can't tell because of I'll have to video it on my phone, but that one's. It almost looks like a piece of. There's some gum I chew that's like this. Dude, tracing that color would be awesome. And then Scott just happened to get one of these. So this is the second one I've got. Yeah, that's right. Got me a little juice burrito. So now I've got 2 of them. Dirty water special right here. I don't know if they're even going to run these anymore. It just happened to be, I think these came from Gill instead of Mike. I'd love to get Gail Ratcliffe on here, the owner of Burrito Baits, because he's got so many baits. He is an awesome swim bait dude. And he actually said he bought some trace and loved the way they fish. So, and then I got this guy right here. Got some purple flake in it. Oh man, this one really actually looks like one of those Norman crankbaits. Purple haze or whatever they call it. Got some purple flake in it right here. Oh man, I love this guy. I just wish my webcam had a little bit better. See if you guys can see that. It's got a little bit of green in that as well. Yeah, I think they just call this purple back. But I really like that. It's kind of like a Norman flake. It's a little transparent. So, yeah, man, I got the burrito baits. So I've got 6 total. And man, if they'll ever get back on that deep swim bait bite on Kentucky Lake, we're going to be golden. But this is going to be sweet on Pickwick. I'm going to fish some Pickwick next year. I'm going back to OH Ivy. Going back to Lake Fork. We're going to do more fishing. I'm going to try to upload more fishing videos if you guys like that. Maybe some catch and cooks. I'm going to do some crappie fishing this year. I'm not the crappie hammer like Cole and Jay, but we're going to do some stuff. Dude, those bait bags by 6 cents are awesome, Mr. Gambit. Matter of fact, I've got to order some more stuff because if you've seen my soft plastic wallets on the other side, I'm actually going to reverse this whole setup and start streaming that way. So I'm going to take the soft plastics and take those down. I'm going to organize them all in bait bags and stuff like that because I just got to have more room. And I'm going to move this thing up a little bit higher so I'll have pretty much all crankbaits and stuff like that down here. That's kind of my plan. And then over here to my left is all swim baits. But I've used up a lot of room. A lot of room. So that right there, that's from Hog Farmer. Need to put them up. But let's see what else we got from Hog Farmer. Scott sent me, I don't know if I can show this off or not. He sent me some new prototype swim baits. Yeah, dude. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Whatever I've done with the algorithm, like some of my photos that I just thought they were cool photos. You know, I'm not always doing it for the likes. Of course, I'd like to get more followers, mostly so I can get that swipe up feature. I think it's bogus that you have to get 10,000 followers to do it, but I guess they're rewarding you for using their platform. But I think I've jumped up almost 350 followers in like 4 days on Instagram. But I put some fire photos up that I thought, and the algorithm is eating them up and just really liking me right now. But anyway, I don't know who is making this, but Scott at Hog Farmer sent me this. This is kind of like a very similar to like the Beast Coast Miyagi, but it's a lot shorter and stumpier, and it's a hand pour. It has a kind of a licorice smell to it. You know, this isn't manufactured overseas or anywhere. It's like a hand pour. It pairs up really good with the Beast Hook. Bunile Fishing. I don't know a store that's got the Berkeley jigs, but you'll see a lot of the Berkeley stuff hitting Tackle Warehouse soon. Oh, yeah? Yes, I was looking for a Tiny Clash in Swimbait Universe. I want that Thule perch bad, but I'm not going to deal with somebody that's paying me for offers and said, if you want to post your price, let me know. All that dude was a bait flipper, and I stay away from those people. So check this one out. This is like a bone color. So this bottom one's a shad. This is a bone color swim bait with blue eyes. I really like this guy. It's a little bit more compact, and I don't even know if I'm supposed to show you guys. So Scott Hog Farmer, I'm sorry, but I like that really good. They're nice and soft. They're basically a hook pocket with the paddle tail. I bet this thing skip really good. See how flat these are? Whoop! Barking spider. It's been a while since we had one of those, so kind of like a blue gizzard color right here. One of my favorites. It's Swamp Trout Plastics, I think. Huh. Dude, citizens are going crazy. I've got a pack of 6-inch up here, purple shad. I gave my 7-inch away at Secret Santa, and the guy was an asshole, and I'll never do that again. But look at this one right here. This is one I really like. This is different. This one's kind of like a golden shiner. Check that out. Dude, like a watermelon gold. But you see how it fits. I think this is a 6/0 beast hook. Look at that, man. That guy right there fits really, really well. Love this color, man. Like fishing around Florida, you can fish this on a surface or whatnot. You can fish it on the surface. Kind of imitates a bluegill, golden shiner. If Scott's pouring these things, man, I'd really like to get with him and be able to help him with some color schemes that I think that would be absolute fire. I would love this color right here if you added some red flake, man. Dream Smasher, man, that's a hella bass deal. Great swim baits, man. Very underrated. It's pretty crazy. These things are Dream Smasher's really taking off. There's shad. The internal one looks like a shad. Looks like an Asian carp, and they eat that thing alive. So. Scott's a great dude, man. Sean, matter of fact, it does have a hook slot. I meant to tell you guys. It does have a hook slot. If you look right here in the belly. What I like is opens up real wide. Sometimes you get hook slots and they just do this. I like that it opens up really nice and loose. Yeah, it's a nice slot, if you know what I'm saying. But cool bait. I think this is a good size that's not too big. It's not too small. You can fish this as a beginner or an advanced angler. I like the fact that you'd be able to skip this guy really, really well. And this ain't a real heavy soft plastic bait. And again, you can get away with, a flipping stick or 7/6 medium heavy. Usually with the beast hook, I like something just a little bit stiffer to drive the hook in. A 7/6 heavy rod with some tip. Perfect. Perfect. And that, speaking of Texas Longhorn, that's got that carp flavor to it. I'm telling you, when I go back to O.H. Ivy, I will have me some carp-colored swim baits this winter. I don't know when we're going. I know that I talked to Casey, said, "Bud, I'm ready to go whenever you are." So we're going back. I got to get a double digit. It's got to happen. I don't care if I catch it on an A-rig or a Ned head. I'm catching a DD in the state of Texas this year. Hopefully you guys like my fishing videos enough. Maybe I can quit building windows. That would probably really help the diabetes, to be honest. But gotta keep the family together. But all right. So speaking of spunk shads, Scott sent me a ton of them. He knows I love these things. Got some new colors in here. Check this guy out. Chartreuse and blue spunk shad. You know those guys like Jason Christie that like that yellow blue spinnerbait? Well, here you go. Here's your old school trailer on here. Make you a little more bluegillish chatterbait. Love the spunk shad. I mean, you can throw this on a Ned head if you wanted to. But that little tail right there on the back of chatterbait, spinnerbait, that 4.5 size is the juice. Really like the spunk shad. And that's electric blue chartreuse. I actually know a lot of guys that use these on underspin. Believe it or not, you think, why would you have an underspin? It has no paddle tail. It really makes it look like a dying minnow. Cameron, I'd love to try to catch a 10-pounder on Kentucky Lake, bud, but you and I both know that probably ain't happening, bud. It's tough out there, but man, there's a lot of 3-4 pounders. I know your grandpa and your dad could probably say 7-8 years ago there was a high possibility of that. Might be another DRT drop tonight. Maybe the crappie canine. Ooh. Texas is fun. You need to tell Chad to take you out there. It's awesome. So we've got the electric blue chartreuse. I don't think he's doing the T-spin anymore. Now all you guys that like the fire crawl, oh yeah, finally. This guy right here is called Blowtorch. Matter of fact, let me get my bladed jig box. It just happened to be up top. I usually do not get that lucky. If I even got a fire crawl in here. I don't. Yeah. I got a cross-eyes Z-Man. Let's see what the blowtorch looks like up on this guy. Put that blowtorch up on here. For the spring or dirty water. Oh, dude. That right there. Put that on a cracker, dude. That right there is very nice. What are they dropping on, Jared? Is it on the DRT website? Please let me know. I want a Thule perch bad. Check that flamethrower on the fire crawl jackhammer. Let's get it, dude. Yeah. So that's, you can get these on Tackle Warehouse too. Normally I'd link to Scott's website, but if you want the rigs, get on the Hog Farmer side. If you want spunk shads, I'll link these to the Tackle Warehouse. These will be on the 15% off sale. Which I love the spunk shad. Matter of fact, I'll probably give some of these away. So y'all stay tuned. Probably won't be on here. Dude, I love this one right here. Love this color. This is this is the bluegill. The bluegill spunk shad. Look at this guy right here. It's got that chameleon look to it. Again, here's a cross-eyed. I really like the cross-eyed chatterbait. I like this guard here. I like the hook, and it's, dude, Dick's had them on sale the other day for $6. They're not super expensive. Let's see what this thing looks like with the bluegill spunk shad. About to learn y'all something, dude. I love Stale Cracker on TikTok. He's awesome. Probably could have rigged that better. Oh, yeah. I definitely could have rigged that better. Alright, there you go. Check that out. Oh, my goodness. It's that bluegill project, cross eyes, bluegill, spunk shad. This is spunk shad and like the flush and the Jackal are the only three trailers I throw on a chatterbait right now. So I'm pretty much, I'm locked in. I like the flush if I want to bulk up, make a little bit bigger profile. I like the spunk shad if I'm really wanting to imitate bait fish. And then the Jackal if I really want finesse. Jackal I've caught some big fish on. So I don't think you got to have all these crazy different trailers, and you definitely don't have to have crazy action. I like the stuff that gives me very subtle action. I feel like the fish eat it better. But man, that bluegill looks really good. That's right, dude. About to learn y'all something. Put a little of that two-step on here. A little bit of that Kanye pepper. Let it sit. While we wait, we hydrate. Shout out to Stale Cracker too. He is now with Waterland sunglasses, so 6 cents making moves even up in the TikTok world. So, but love that bluegill spunk shad. Good spinnerbait trailers, man. Something about using that spunk shad as a spinnerbait trailer. I feel like more fish get the bait, like they key in on that trailer and crush it. Vince, I will use the big one every now and then. If I really want to bulk up a spinnerbait, you use that big spunk shad. It gives a lot of bulk to it. You know, like here's a big jackhammer with a flush on it. That flush is beat up quite a bit. Matter of fact, this one's probably done for. It's all bent up. Put that in the trash, dude. The only problem I have with a flush or any soft jerkbait like a fluke, you got a really small cavity. The spunk shad is thick all the way through. Everybody wants to see this box. Dude, I caught a bunch this spring on this guy right here. This is that cold shad JDM color with a flush on the back. or white spunk shad. Matter of fact, I've got just this one left. I don't know where all of them went. I'm gonna have to order some more of those guys. That's not good. I had like 4. I think I left 2 in Ronnie Kelly's boat. Green pumpkin spunk shad. Green pumpkin bladed jig. Yeah. So this is kind of my bladed jig, swim jig box. I don't know if you guys can see this real well here. So I only throw like 2 sizes of jigs. So I've got my whites, my black and blues, white and chartreuse, and then I got my bluegill imitators over here. This is swim jigs, and the bottom of this is all jackhammers, and I got them organized by color: black and blue, my gray shads, my whites, my green pumpkins, some more bluegill imitators all over here. So I don't have enough bladed jigs to really make 2 boxes, a solid box, so I combined my swim jig and my chatterbait box. Because I always felt like when I needed a swim jig, sometimes I'd need a bladed jig. So it's a lot easier to take this box around than 2 boxes for each one. So it's just a Mafia 3700, man. It's kind of heavy. But, oh, I gotta put these back. Can't believe I've lost my cold shad jackhammers. I need to order some more. I'll get that taken care of. Trust me. What other colors did we get here? Ooh, here's what I really, really like. Speaking of drop shot, Nedhead, check this guy out. This is the baby crappie fisherman. Check this out. This is the baby spunk shad. It says 3.5 inches, but this is really like 3 inch. That's Tennessee Magic. Oh my gosh, look at that guy. Can you imagine drop shotting that right there? Really looks like a goby. Yeah. The reason I have not used the 10,000 fish Yodo worm because I know for a fact that Catch Co ripped this bait off. So I got a nice interesting email before that thing hit, and really pissed me off. But you know, they changed it up a little bit different. But I haven't fished the Yodo worm because I can't support Catch Co doing stuff like that. But maybe it's not true, but I was told it kind of happened. But that's the 3.5 inch. That's really nice. I like 3/8 ounce jackhammers when I'm fishing really shallow, like less than 4 foot of water or above grass. I think above grass 3/8 is the way to go. Most of the time I fish a half if I can get away with it. But I like this crappie fisherman, Ned rig guys, a little bit smaller spunk shad, finesse spinnerbaits. Oh yeah, those small finesse bladed jigs like the JDM stuff. Yeah, really like that small spunk shad. I think you'd slay some crappie on that thing. Absolutely. Now here's a big version of the spunk shad. This is the 6.5. They've always made a 5.5, but big scrounger guys, big spunk shad. Yeah, check that dude out with the big bite. Yeah, man. I think what would be cool with this guy is throwing this on a, not just a scrounger, but you know that the big blade chatterbait. I think it should be out now. Dude, this right here, woo, on the big blade chatterbait, skirtless, just this thing going crazy back there. Oh my goodness. There you go. Trim it down. I'll Shakira screwhead. That's blue gizzard, but I love that big profile. Different, very different. Still not quite as big as the big jerky J, but man, I love the spunk shad, man. Scott sent me way too much stuff. There's the 5.5 inch Tennessee Magic. I've got some of those already. Oh man, this guy right here, check this out. The 3.5 inch Green Pumpkin Magic Spunk Shad. Woo! Yeah, dude. I think that'd get him on a net head. I really, really do. That's this small guy right there. Yep. Maybe even dye that tail a little chartreuse for some dirty water action. I like a little dirty water action. And then let's see what else. So this one's Blizzard Gizzard. This is one of my favorite colors. Of course, this is the 6.5 inch. I throw this on a spinnerbait quite a bit. Real big, long, big, and white. I actually ran out of spunk shad in white, so I'm glad Scott sent these to me. I really wanted pearl, but this one right here, for most of my spinnerbait fishing, I'm going to put the 4.5 inch on the back of a bladed jig. I like the 4.5 inch, like on a jackhammer or spinnerbait for the most part. That's my favorite one. However, a 5.5. The cool thing is you can cut these down to make it as big or small as you want. The key is you just want to have that back half of the tail doing that right there. So if you have to cut this thing in half to make it fit, it'd work. But I love the 4.5 inch really for on the back of a bladed jig or spinnerbait. So, what color was that shad looking jackhammer you had out earlier? It's called Cold Shad. It's a JDM color. The JDM color. It's basically white with some pink, about 4 strands of pink and a little gray on there. So, not available in the US. And now here's a 5.5 inch in that bluegill color again. Yeah, that's nasty. Put that on a green pumpkin, a bluegill color bladed jig. You have something really, really cool. So shout out to Scott at Hog Farmer. You guys be watching. It's getting close to giving season. I'll be putting some stuff together. I think I'll probably give a couple packs of these away on Instagram this week. We'll see what we got for YouTube next Saturday, and we may do like Alex Rudd. Would you guys do interested in doing like Alex does? If you donate $1, you get a chance or whatnot. I just don't know if I can keep up with it, but I'm sure I could open Excel. I type like 180 words a minute. And what's up, 10 Horse Money? Thank you. I'm hoping I can keep it up. I got some energy tonight. I'm excited. If you guys would like to see me do like Alex Rudd and do the raffles for giveaways, I'd like to do that because dude, shipping's getting ridiculous, man. I shipped some baits to an FLW guy Saturday. It was $9 and it weighed less than a pound. So, a little off topic. What do you think about the Legend of the Abyss Gizzard Wizard? Just got a couple. I got one in here somewhere, Jeremy. I like it quite a bit. Here it is. I love that I just find random 6-cent crankbaits laying around. This is a sleeper, baby. This is the mini 25 deep. What Jeremy's asking about is this bait right here. I'd love to have some in some more shad patterns. Somebody sent this to me, and I appreciate that. That is the Gizzard Wizard. It's a hand pour bait by a guy named Ryan Perry. Great dude. Love this. It's got a nice hook slot in here. It's got a paddle tail. You can definitely tell it's a hand pour. Great baits, man. A lot of guys really like this bait right here. And if you're going to the Swimbait Universe The Gathering, or it's like I have been saying, the East Coast Insane Clown Posse, you may can find some of those. Did you get any of the new release transfer tails that DRT released? I have not. Matter of fact, I'd like to get on that DRT drop tonight. I'm guessing that's on the DRT website. Again, I want a Thule perch. I've got the Joy Thief Tiny Clash. My man Byron's really been crushing them on that. But anyway, I feel like I went through a lot of stuff really quick. So I'm just here to talk I'm going to watch some racing with Baitman Jr. He's all into these dirt cars right now. So, dude, we got to get Jake on. Definitely want to get some more guests. We'll try to get Epic Eric on. It's time for his fishing to start wrapping up. Any other guests you guys would like to see on here, we'll try for it. Especially with the Elite Series and FLW, MLF, BPT, Butthole League wrapping up. Should be able to get some more stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's up, my man, Dick Duckett, long lost brother of Boyd. Dick is in here to keep us all sane. He says it's called the lathering because all the dudes be lathering each other up. That's pretty funny. I'm imagining Paul Smith will have a couple dozen people stuck to his teats and piss Swimbait. So Matt Robertson is going to be back, man. I've talked to Matt. He's got some. He told me to let you guys know. Matt has got some new on-'em hats on his website. He's got an awesome Boss shotgun shells, like a camo with on-'em on there, or their logo. He's got blue and white, the OG black and white, and he's got neon green and black. My orange guys, we're going to have some orange and white on-'em hats. So I'm thinking about seeing if Matt will do a special Janks hat for me. Let's do like one run of 24 hats and see how it goes. What rig is best for the Guggen Bandito bug? Just being straight with you, I could be a real, be different. You know, Bandito bugs are really good flipping bait and Texas rig. If I was going to fish a Bandito bug, that's pretty much how I'd rig it. Just like you would a Sweet Beaver or Striking Structure bug that it copied or anything else. Actually, Bandito bug's pretty good bait. You know, just because it's Guggen doesn't mean it's trash. Doesn't mean I have to buy it, but you know, the Bandito bug's pretty good bait. Definitely go with Texas rig or flip it. Some people like it on the back of a jig. I don't throw Guggen baits, but I'm not. If you want to fish and catch fish, man, that's what you like. That's what you like, and I'm not going to sit here and down you. Just, man, that whole bait wars thing is like played out, and people like Weston Smith that try to make a huge deal out of him faking a fish catch, and then blaming it on me because he takes shitty photos. Not my fault. So that wasn't an anti-Guggen deal. So that was a good TikTok that I had to take down, but I have to be careful now because evidently if you say something people don't like, they just make 10-minute YouTube videos and call you a clown. So joke's on him. He looks like the 5-foot version of the Shermanator. That's all right. That's enough. I'm going to get myself in trouble, and I don't need another 10-minute video. So, but you know, if you like Guggen baits, that's your deal. I'm not going to, you know, too much bad stuff on YouTube right now. We got a lot of guys making really good content. Debo's fishing. My guy Debo been streaming it tonight. Great dude. I think Iowa won their football game, so I'll get Debo back on stream. If you guys want me and Debo to collaborate, we will. I think me and Dick is going to come on here. Dick doesn't like to show his face. He says he's got a really he's got some bad sores, you know, from when his brother threw a pot of hot coffee on him when he was a kid, and so he's embarrassed of his face. But we're going to do some countdown. We're going to talk about the most hated fisherman on YouTube. He's been doing a poll on Instagram, and we're going to have to talk about that. So, Warrigal has a purple shad spinnerbait. Who else has good purple spinnerbaits? Spot sticker spinnerbaits. Oh, yeah. Got that purple shad from Spot Sticker. These are on Tackle Warehouse right now. You get the Baitman special 15% off on Tackle Warehouse. That's my favorite purple spinnerbait right there. A little bit dirtyish water. Baitman special. Thank you, Ryan Coleman over there. Angler's Asset makes a really good Table Rock Plasma, which is this one right here. And I actually think Strike King's new spinnerbait. Yeah, got that spunk shad on the back of that guy. That's Table Rock Plasma from Angler's Assets. Really good color. Just message Robert on Instagram and he can hook you up with those. War Eagle, Spot Sticker, they got some really good purple ones. Strike King, I think they got something new there. So, all right, Hella Bass. War Eagle had. People will say dumb stuff for no reason in the swimbait community. There's a lot of grouches and grown ass men. Dude, it's absolutely crazy. Actually, you know what's crazy, Matthew? Since the whole clown incident, with me and Ben. I actually think the group got a little bit better because I think people didn't like it that they got called out. And some people obviously played up into it and got worse. But I think as a community, I think I've seen a lot more positive information and posts on there. Never done a stream with Tackle Junkie. I may have to talk to him, but Debo's a good guy. Rudd's going to come on here again. We'll get Ben Milliken. I'd love to get Josh Pig Patrol. I don't know why. We can talk catfishing and roast people. He's a really good dude. Also get some pros on here. SB Fishing TV. Matthew, really nice guy, man. I've been hitting him up on Instagram a little bit, just talking fishing, electronics, and boats. Dude, his 10 rig is awesome. So, Brandon Hood, what's up, man? Brandon is probably going to be, after Christmas in the spring of next year. That was just an early teaser. So, Jordan Bertram, do you like spinnerbaits that have the weight hidden on the shinket hook? Yes, I do. Especially this time of year, I really like these. This is the Spot Sticker Mini-Me. This is my favorite with the hidden weight. Along the shaft. It's one of the originals. You can burn these really fast. So the key on the spot stickers, you actually want to fish like a 3/4 ounce. If you want to fish it deeper and fast, the heavier you get, the faster you can reel it along the bottom. But I like a 1/2 or 3/4, and I fish this within a foot or two of the surface. I mean, I burn them, and they bite that. That's I believe that's a lavender shad. And then, of course, got the Baitman Special up in here with some white purple blades. Tackle Warehouse carries the Mini-Me. It's a good spinnerbait. Really good. And then the War Eagle Screaming Eagle is really good. And then you got stuff like this right here. This is the Beeble. The Beeble. This is a finesse spinnerbait from Japan. And I don't even know who makes this, but it's a really finessey bait. But it doesn't have the weight on the bottom. Y'all don't want to get me started up on spinnerbaits. I'm trying to find the Screaming Eagle over here. I may not have one out. Where's that Jackal? So there's the Mega Bass. That's the V2. That's a really good one. Very compact. So one thing about the JDM spinnerbaits, they don't have the weight on the hook, but they're very compact. But if you want the bait up higher in the water column, the Screaming Eagle is kind of the way to go. Screaming Eagle or the Mini-Me. Dude, Retro Bassin would be great on here. That's right, Justin Cook. Accent Purple Crush is a really good one. I love Accent spinnerbait. I designed that color for them. And I would love to have some Purple Crush skirts for buzzbait, but man, I've got this throwing so much frogs on the back of a buzzbait, or frogs or whatever. So I've heard the Lucky Strike Tricksters are really good. So, dude, I'd love to get the Flat 55X. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be in the spring. John, I've reached out to Mikey, and he was going to do it multiple times, and then I don't hear from him. So, I don't know. But, I love Mikey. He can do his own thing. He obviously don't need to stream with me to help himself out or vice versa. He's a good dude. But me and Mikey could get deep into the game on offshore fishing. Right now, my favorite nighttime spinnerbait, believe it or not, Jordan, is a War Eagle. I picked some up a few years ago, and I've caught a lot of fish on the War Eagle nighttime spinnerbait. I like that it has rattles in it. I think the components are pretty good. They're not real heavy duty. It would be War Eagle 1, Accent number 2, and I like a Nichols nighttime spinnerbait, man. They're really good. So, obviously, I don't like a real long arm. I like a medium length arm, but I like the ability to be able to switch my blades to smaller or bigger one at night. So, if I'm throwing a short arm, I actually like a small blade. It vibrates even faster. If I get that medium arm length, I like a number 5 or number 6, more of a thumper blade. So, actually, I think blades go up in size. Whatever the bigger size is, I think it's a 6 I like on the medium. I like a number 4 on the short arm. So, Dude, I'd like to get an OSP. Flat 55X, man, I think, I haven't checked in, but I knew they were working on it. We'll see. Chris, I think the covert's a good spinnerbait. I do not think it's the best spinnerbait ever made. I actually bought a bunch, and the hooks were rusted. Like, bought them from Academy. They were on sale, and the hooks were rusted. Oh, man, I didn't realize I had this. Look at here. You know, it's fun when you look down and you see, like, 3 packs of jackhammers you didn't even know about. It's always nice. But I'd like to try the nighttime Booyah covert. There's things I like about it and things I don't like about it. And I'm just going to be honest. My favorite big, deep spinnerbait is the old Oldham spinnerbait. That was really good with the screw lock. First company to really do screw locks and jigs and spinnerbait baits with Oldham's lures. The big Hildebrands are nice, but Barry MC, you're right, dude. The old Stan Sloan aggravator is a great spinnerbait. It did aggravate me because sometimes the hook, I didn't feel like the hook was that good. I'd love to see that bait updated with a really good hook in it. So, I might even have one here. I'm looking at my night spinnerbaits. Yeah, here's one I need to reskirt. So, this is actually a Stan Sloan aggravator, and see how he put the rattle up on top of there? The Zorro, as it says on the blade, the Zorro, but it's got that rattle on here, and it's got that prong weed guard. I just wish this hook was a little bit bigger. That's all. Still pretty sharp, but I've caught a lot of fish on that guy right there. I just got to put a skirt on it. And that is another thing about the Zorros. Them skirts didn't hold up the greatest in the world. Would you guys throw this at night? Dude, I love these blades, by the way. There's a couple companies bringing these arrowhead style blades back. This is actually a Strike King bait. And somebody tied this skirt on here. I like it. I think that was the Diamond Flash series from Strike King. You could actually get these blades that glow. Retail for K9 is $120 on Tiny Clash 89. When's that drop happening, man? Slide into my Instagram DM. So, I do have a Jackal, one of the new Jackal spinnerbaits. I'm going to save that for a spinnerbait show. Okay, I got so many spinnerbaits. I'll do a whole show or video on fall spinnerbaiting. So, whew. I don't think I've ever heard of the Hildebrandt 10 roller unless Darius or you have mentioned it. I've never seen one. I'd love to see it. Yeah, I do remember the Big John spinnerbait. So, who makes those diamond blades so good? I think it actually, for a willow blade, it thumps. You know, most willow blades are really smooth, but it just cuts the water and makes just a little bit of thump. Gary, and I feel like the painted versions, they got put off a lot of flash. So there's been a couple companies that have come back out with that and done them painted. Seems like the Ozark guys really like those, and guys that fish dirty water, and they want to fish a spinnerbait fast, but they don't want the slow roll of like a Colorado in dirty water. But I have yet to see the new bling, Caleb, but I was told it's basically the same bait. It's the same bait, same mold and everything. He's talking about the DRT drop. Supposedly there's one is it 10 o'clock Central Time? Because if it is, we don't got long. But anyways, Baitman Jr. just texted me, and he's ready for me to get off here. But guys, I'm gonna come back and stream tomorrow night, and y'all gonna help me order some stuff on Tackle Warehouse. We got $100 budget. Any donations we get to the stream will add to that budget. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. And I'm going to beg Darius to take me fishing Monday morning. So, dude, I actually like Strike King spinnerbaits. I'd like to get some of their new ones. Dude, Mark Menendez showed me that Baby Burner's a really, really good one. So, anyway, we're going to stream tomorrow night. It'll probably be later, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll set it up, and we'll go from there. And I don't know. You guys figure out what you want to talk about. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to make a thumbnail. I'll put some links in the bio or whatnot. Glad to be back. I got to get me a sugar-free Mountain Dew. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you support 6 Cents Fishing, Hog Farmer Bait Company. Thank you to the guys that donated. Monty Mac, Hella Bass. You guys have a wonderful evening. Smash the like button. When you're done, leave a comment after this video. You tell me what's your favorite bait in the fall. So after the video uploads all that, we got to get that algorithm triggered. Leave a comment. What is your favorite fall fishing bait? You guys have